நீங்கள் பார்த்து கொண்டிருப்பது உங்கள் RSKV யூடியூப் சேனல்.
Income Tax Officers Exam 2015 Paper 3 Allied Laws. Under the RTI Act, the test whether public interest outweighs private interest would apply to A. Copyright subsisting in a person other than the state. B. Information received to confidence from foreign government. C. Trade or commercial secrets protected by law while disclosing the third party information. All of the above. Of the following information not exempted from disclosure is information which cannot be denied to the parliament or state legislature. What is the requirement under the RTI Act 2005 regarding updating the information published under section 4/1b? Updating the information so published has to be done every year. Which of the following is a contract? An undertaking in writing duly signed to pay the time-barred debt. Which of these can be transferred? A. Right to future maintenance. B. Right to sue. C. Salary of a public officer. Answer: none of the above. Under 21 Rule 31 of the Civil Procedure Code 1908, a decree for specific movable property can be executed by attachment, by detention, by seizure. D. All of the above. Answer: D. All of the above. Order 26 Rule 4A of Civil Procedure Code 1908 empowers the court to issue commission in a suit for examination of a person who is resident within the local limits of its jurisdiction. Under Order 5 Rule 9A of Civil Procedure Code 1908, summons for service on the defendant can be delivered to the plaintiff. The company secretary is considered to be an employee of the company. A and B contract to marry each other. Before the time fixed for marriage, A become mad. The contracts become void. In term of order 19, Rule 1 of the Civil Procedure Code 1908, the court may permit a party to adduce evidence by filing an affidavit at any time. The expenses for the service of summons to the defendant have to be borne under Order 5 Rule 9/3 of the Civil Procedure Code 1908 by the plaintiff. A defendant under Order 5 Rule 1 of the Civil Procedure Code 1908 is required to appear, answer the claim, and to file the written submission within 30 days from the date of service of summons. Which of the following is not necessary for a contract? Reasonable terms and conditions. Transfer of property means an act by which a living person transfers property in present or in future. Under the Transfer of Property Act, salary of a public officer cannot be transferred at all. If the transferee who has made expenditure on improvement in property in good faith is evicted by a person with a better title of the property, then the transferee A can claim for the value of improvement. B can require the person evicting him to sell to the transferee the interest in the property. Both A and B are correct. Under Section 105 of the Transfer of Property Act, a lease of an immovable property can be made for consideration of money, a share in crops, service, or any other thing of value. A widow under Section 3 of the Mitakshara law can claim both partition and maintenance. Preference shares have preferences over preference to get dividend and refund of capital on winding up. A limited company, if authorized by article can consolidate its share into shares of larger amount than existing shares. Under Section 60 of CPC, which one of the following properties of judgment debtor is not liable to attachment and sale in execution of decree? Right to sue for damages. Which of the following is incorrect as per Rule 2 of Order 5 of CPC? A defendant to whom summons have been issued under Sub-Rule 1 may appear by spouse who is able to answer all such questions. What is the maximum number of days allowable to a defendant under Rule 1 of the Order 5 of the CPC to file written statement if he fails to file within 30 days from the date of service of summons on the defendant, not later than 90 days, 90. One person company means a company which has only one member. A company is incorporated on 31/1/2014. Its financial year ending is 31/3/2015. Buyback of shares by a company can be out of share premium account. Shares at discount can be issued only as sweat equity shares. DIN stands for Director Identification Number. Which one is a process of authentication of an electronic record? Digital signature certificate. A challenge relating to cybercrime is the collection of electronic evidence. Certifying authority means a person who has been granted license to issue a digital signature certificate. Which of the following term means a person who sends, generates, stores, or transmits any electronic message to any other persons? Originator. Controller in Information Technology Act 2000 means control of certifying authorities. The meaning of the term business in the Partnership Act 1932 includes every trade, occupation, and profession. The relation of partnership arises from the following: contract. The benefits of partnership for minors have no legal enforceability. Introduction of a new partner can happen. Consent of all of the partners. A firm is compulsorily dissolved by the happening of any event which makes it unlawful for the business of the firm to be carried on or for the partners to carry it on in partnership. When a partner in a firm is adjudicated as insolvent, he ceases to be a partner on the date on which the order of adjudication is made. An outgoing partner is entitled to A. Use of the firm name. B. Carry on the business competing with their of the firm. C. Both A and B. D. None of the above. Answer D. None of the above. The ownership of the partnership firm includes property, interest, goodwill. All matters relating to the Honorable Supreme Court of India and Honorable High Court are public authorities as defined under the RTA Act and have duly appointed and designated PIOs and appellate authorities. Right to information under the RTA Act 2005 is available to all citizens of India, whether resident or non-resident. State which amongst the following statement is true under RTA Act. Instead of written information, the applicant can request for personal examination of documents. If the information sought under RTA Act concerns the life or liberty of a person, the same shall be provided within dash of the receipt of the applicant, 48 hours. If even after the expiry of the stipulated period of 30 days, the PIO fails to give a reply decision to the applicant seeking information, such PIO shall be deemed to have refused the request. The upper limit for the number of PIOs and APIOs to be appointed by a public authority as per the RTA Act 2005 is no upper limit. Consider the following statements about the jurisdiction of courts, vice versa, the RTA Act. A. No court shall entertain any suit, application, or other proceeding in respect of any order made under this Act. B. No such order shall be called in question otherwise than by way of an appeal under this Act. Which of the statement is true? Both the statement are true. A deed dedicating property to a deity contained a condition absolutely restraining its transfer. The deed is valid. A contract implied by law is known as quasi contract. As per the Indian Contract Act 1872, privity of contract means a contract is contract between the parties only. As per the Contract Act, sale of goods for cash is an example of mutual and independent promises. Forged transfers are void ab initio. The right to Hindu joint family property is by birth. If business is not commenced within 1 year of the receiving certificate of commencement of business, then what will be the consequences? Compulsory closure. Voluntary winding up means winding up at the request of shareholders. Which of the following is not a type of share? Extraordinary share. In a case of one and the same decree, the attachment of salary under Order 21 of the Civil Procedure Code 1908 can continue for a total period of 24 months. As per the Indian Contract Act, an agreement with or by a minor is void. Computer source code means listing of programs. 2. Computer commands. 3. IP address of the computer. 4. IP address of the server in the network. Answer 1 and 2. Listing of programs. Computer commands. Which of the following is not essential for a valid contract? Parties must be educated. Which of the following is not a proper mode of discharge of contract as per Indian Contract Act? One-sided renunciation by one party. When consent to an agreement is caused by coercion or fraud, the contract is voidable. Property purchased by a woman with a stridhana and the saving of the income of her stridhana constitute stridhana accordingly to all schools of Hindu law. The main difference in Mitakshara and Dayabhaga law is, in Dayabhaga law, each co-partner, even in individual property, has a definite share in the joint property of which he is an absolute owner, though the possession is with the whole family. Under Dayabhaga law, a son is not entitled to a partition of the co-partnership property against his father, since the father has absolute power of disposal of the property, whether ancestral or self-acquired. Registered office of a company is the address mentioned in memorandum registered with Registrar of Companies. A private company cannot have more than one answers given above are correct. More than 1 lakh as A. More than 1 lakh as paid up capital. B. More than 50 members as shareholders including promoter. C. Invite or accept a subscription for shares, debentures or deposits from public. D. More than one answers given above are correct. D. More than one answers given above are correct. 70. Which of the following is not a valid service of summons as per CPC? Minor male member of the family. Find the odd one out from the following. Any court may, in any suit, Rule 4 of Order 26 of CPC, issue a commission to High Court. When the acknowledgement having been lost or mislaid is not received back by the court within 30 days from the date of issue of the summons, then the court can declare that summons had been duly served. Every summons for the attendance of a person to give evidence or to produce a document shall specify the time, place, and purpose of attendance. Can anything and everything be stated in an affidavit. A. It should confine to the facts which can be proved with the knowledge of the deponent. B. In certain circumstances, statements of deponent's belief can be admitted. C. The grounds must be stated for the option B to be true. D. All of the above. Answer all of the above. Red herring prospectus means company proposing to issue shares prior to opening of offer. Total managerial remuneration shall not exceed 11% of net profits. An investigation into the company's affairs can be ordered by the central government suo motu, B. On or order of the court, C. On an application by member holding 12% of the voting power, D. All of the above. Answer D. All of the above. The minimum paid up share capital of a public company is rupees 5 lakh. Minimum number of members of a private company is 2. E-commerce is the commercial transaction of service in a or an electronic format, which is a generic term referring to all the legal and regulatory aspects of internet and the world wide web cyber law. It is proposed to provide for the use and acceptance of electronic records and digital signatures in the government office and its agencies with a view to facilitate electronic governance. Which of the following stipulate for authentication of a document by means of digital signatures? E-commerce. According to IT Act 2000, what means a person who is intended by the originator to receive the electronic record but does not include any intermediary? Address. Electronic gazette means official gazette published in the electronic form. Income tax returns are e-filed because Chapter 3 of the Information Technology Act 2000 provides legal recognition for it. Who can investigate cyber crimes in the police setup under Information Technology Act 2000? A Deputy Superintendent of Police. Information under Information Technology Act 2000 includes A. Sound, voice, codes, computer programs. B. Data, text, images. C. Software and database or microfilm or computer generated microfiche. D. All of the above. Answer D. All of the above. A person indulging in hacking is punishable with imprisonment up to 3 years or with fine which may be extended up to rupees 2 lakh or with both. The entitlement of a partner is as per capital contribution. In determining whether a group of person is a partnership firm, regard has to be taken of the following: sharing of profits. The willful neglect in the business of a partnership firm requires the partner to indemnify the firm for the loss caused. Partnership at will happen when no provision is made by the contract for the duration of partnership. B. No provision is made by the contract for determination of their partnership. Both A and B are correct. Determination of duties and rights of partners are necessarily required to be expressed in contract. The number of days provided under Section 11 bar 1 of the RTI that allows the PIO in respect of information which relates to or has been supplied by a third party and has been treated as confidential by that third party to issue a notice inviting the third party to make a submission in writing or orally regarding whether the information should be disclosed is within 5 days from the receipt of the request for information. Under the RTA Act, if a third party places on record its objections to the release or disclosure of information to an applicant seeking such information, the PIO can override the objection of the third party through a speaking order that records the reason for the same. Which of the following statement is true? Under Section 5(2) of the RTA Act, an additional 5 days grace period is provided to the department or public authority to respond to an application seeking information if such application is made to the designated assistant PIO. Under Section 22 of N of the RTA Act, a third party means a person other than the one making a request for information and includes a public authority. Under Section 11 of the RTA Act, which of the following statements are false? A. The third party is given 10 days time from the date of receipt service of notice issued by the CPIO to submit his or her its objections orally or in writing. B. Irrespective of whether the third party has responded, the PIO shall within 40 days after the receipt of the request for information, if the third party has been given an opportunity to make his or her its representation, give in writing to the third party the notice of his decision as to whether or not to disclose the information. C. The third party can appeal against the above communicated decision of the PAO. D. All the above statements are false. Answer: all the statements are false. Which of the following has not been defined as a competent authority by the RTA Act 2005? A. The chairman of the Rajya Sabha. B. The president and the governor. C. The chief justice of a high court. Fourth, the administrator of a union territory under the Article 239 of the Constitution. None of the above. Answer: none of the above is